morning, come on in. Well, you're finding us today outside the Audlem Locks tavern. And I have to say the beer's very good if you're ever passing this way. And welcome anyway to this week's vlog. Isn't that right? This week's vlog. It's been giggling all day, she probably giggled out. Right, now, last week we left you at the bottom of the Atarashii Locks. Now, we wanted to spend the weekend in our mooring there because it was an absolutely beautiful mooring. But unfortunately, the gods had other ideas, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Not only did we have no electric on board, but we woke up in the morning to find that the toilet was full to the brim with water. The actual valve that controls, and there's a spider there, the actual valve that controls the water intake had broke in the night and was merrily filling up the tank. You weren't very pleased, were you?
No.
No. So we had no choice but to hightail it down the Audlem flight because we knew that Overwater Marina was at the bottom and we could get the pump out. And that wasn't the only problem that we had on the way down, because when we went to cast off our mooring, you noticed something else, didn't you?
Was it the oil?
Yeah.
Oil coming out of the boat.
Yeah, we had a diesel leak. So you can imagine that after the electrics and the toilet and the diesel leak, things were not going well. And so this young lady, on single-handed, had to get me down the Audlem flight. Now, this vlog is the cruise to the top of the Audlem flight. I've already done the Audlem Flight of Locks in an earlier vlog, and I'll put the link to that at the end of this one. But for now, let's get on, forgetting all about the woes and the problems of the weekend and all the rest of it. Let's just go. We're going with the cruise, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with the cruise. We'd had a very hectic few days of cruising, and to wake up at I think it was something like 6:30 in the morning and find the toilet it in the state that it was, with the water from the tank having filled the bowl and the actual holding tank, it was just absolutely made us both downbeat. There are some terrific walks around this area and we really wanted to go off and explore it, but instead of a quiet weekend here, it was time to pack up and get underway, and I think we did that at something like 7:30 in the morning. Such was the desperation of the situation that we found ourselves in. On our port side to our left is the village of Audlem, which is surrounded by some absolutely beautiful unspoilt countryside, and all the way really down to the Audlem flight, which is the direction we are heading to. The village itself has a Grade 1 listed church, St Peter's, a village school, a busy village hall, and a championship bowling club for all your bowlers out there. Audlem sits in the northeast of Shropshire and is served by mainland rail links in Whitchurch 11 miles and Crewe 10 miles away. Shrewsbury itself, which is a great shopping centre, is just 20 miles away, and it's easily accessed for those that wish to visit by car via the M6 or the M6 toll. As I came under the bridge that we've just left, I picked up some rubbish or something on the propeller, but with a good old burst of reverse power I was able to get it off, whether it was a weed or whatever. I never did find out, but enabled us to continue without that awful shuddering. You can tell quite often when you have a problem with stuff around your prop. Sometimes you don't get the propulsion that you would expect to get from the boat, and other times your tiller arm really does judder. A few other facts about Audlem you might like to know. The Irish statesman Robert Le Poer, P-O-E-R, I don't know if that's a correct pronunciation, was parish priest there in 1319. The village church, St Peter's Church, was rebuilt in 1801 and is a Grade 1 listed building. So if you like to look at ornate churches, this is one that you should put on your list. The village hall was opened in 1921 as a First World War memorial to the local men who fought in that war, and which is commemorated by a brass tablet inside. Audlem itself had its own historic country house. This first house was burned down and a new Victorian house was built and completed in 1879, but was sadly demolished in 1955. This was due to the problems with the wooden partitions which were holding up the weight of the grand tiled roof, and consequently led to structural issues. The site is now basically used as a farming field and is used for arable crops and for cattle. So this is my last vlog on the Shropshire Union Canal, certainly for the near future. Next week we head off on to new waters and fascinating times to reveal while we're on them. But I'd like to mention just a few things about the Shropshire Union Canal. All the way along, the way that it's constructed, it has a shelf. Now this shelf can be a real nuisance to boaters. It sticks out at right angles just below the waterline all the way along the towpath. Now it's true that in some places CRT or their predecessors have changed certain areas to allow people to easily moor up. But it also explains why many boaters who frequent this water carry wheelbarrow tyres on their tops of their boats, or if indeed some carry tyres, ordinary motor car tyres. So if you've ever wondered what all that's about, it's all because you can't moor up directly against the Shropshire Union Canal towpath for much of its length. If you try to, you spend all night with your boat banging against this concrete shelf. It is such a nuisance. Despite all the Shropshire South problems, it is a very, very scenic canal, and for much of the time you have got wide open spaces all the way around, as we can see here. It is also a very, very popular canal, and it's part of the Four Counties Ring, so it's always very, very busy, especially when you come to flights of locks as you do at Audlem, where there are 15. But it's not or shouldn't be a canal to be rushed. It should be a canal to enjoy, and many canal side pubs as well. Very easy to access places, such as for example in Nantwich, where it's a 10-minute walk into the centre of the town. There's plenty of places to pick up provisions, but if you want to be away from it all, then there are lovely moorings where you can do just that. One of my favourites is just below the Hurston junction there, where you've got 48-hour moorings either side of it. It's alright, yeah, it can be busy, but it's also a beautiful place, and I thoroughly recommend that to you. Heading towards the Audlem flight, or the top lock, but there's just one other point I'd like to bring to your attention. All the way along here are 48-hour visitor moorings, and in summer, when the sun is really beating down, the overhanging trees can be such a blessing. But right up by this top lock is a little farm shop with an honesty box, and you can pop along there and you can pick up your pasties, your cream teas, ice creams, cold drinks, and it's really nice little place to stop and have a look. Earlier on I mentioned about the little farm shop. Well, that's just now coming up on our starboard side, just in front of us. There's a little wooden shack there, and that is where you'll find all the goodies. And in fact, very shortly you will see Carol returning with, I think it was cream tea for us both to enjoy. No time to sit down and enjoy our cream tea. It's probably only breakfast time anyway. Bacon sandwich on the drum, but we've got 15 locks ahead of us, and to get down these locks we need to get into Overwater Marina, where we can hopefully get some resolution to our electric problem and our toilets. Just as a postscript to all that, there was a problem after they replaced my alternator at the marina, and this week, which is sort of like the second week of October, I had to return there to get that repaired, but I'm pleased to say it is now fully operational, and we now have a good degree of battery life being charged when the boat is more travelling along the canal. So as Carol closes the gate on yet another lock, I'll leave you all until next week. Hey, hey, thank you so much. That was it was a bit of a stressful cruise, that one, I can assure you. But as those that follow me on Facebook will already know that the problems are now resolved, and here we are on the Kakehiki Canal enjoying our autumn-winter cruise. And what a cruise it's turning out to be. There'll be more of that, I expect, in next week's vlog. Won't there? Do you think next week's vlog?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely next week's vlog. Yeah. And what do you want to drink?
Yeah.
You want to drink?
Yeah.
All right.
I've already had to.
Oh, right. So that too. Anyway, I just want to thank you guys very much for joining us this week. Thank you for watching our vlog. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're well, you're safe, and you keep safe until we can see you again this time next Sunday. So until then, this is Ian from Onboard Morningstar saying ta-ra, and
Carol saying goodbye.
Cheerio, have a good week.
Well.